We're going to call the February meeting of the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Cannabis Commission to order. And we'll take roll. Commissioner Chairman Al Silverstein here. Vice Chair Barbara Wall is with us. Commissioner Eric Morset and Commissioner Betty Buck. So we have a quorum. And I need a motion to approve the January 18th, 2024 meeting minutes.
So moved.
All right.
I'll
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Mr. Executive Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Since our last meeting, I'll report first on the enforcement activity. Our agents conducted 250 tobacco inspections, 159 alcohol inspections, and all of those inspections yielded 22 reportable events. And as I mentioned in the past, that's not to say that none of them are significant, they all are, but generally it shows a lot of compliance. And in 22 instances, we found compliance wasn't present in such a manner that we had to do a little bit more work on it. From those 22 events, we uncovered 57,174 sticks of other tobacco products, yielding a tax loss of $38,221.40. We found 748 packs of unstamped cigarettes for a tax loss of $2,805, and 45 containers of distilled spirits, which generated a tax loss of $20.01. All of these incidents occurred, again, very broadly across the state. They include Allegheny County, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, Caroline County, Carroll County, Cecil County, Harford County, Montgomery County, Wycomico County, and Worcester County. So it's a pretty busy week. And I'm going to slip into HR and segging into that to say that on February 7th, we hired the last 3 agents that we had for our vacant positions. And we hired an additional person in our reporting and data unit as well. So we are down to 1 vacancy from the new positions we got effective this fiscal year, and that's a policy analyst. That person has been selected. They currently live in California, so they're moving here for the job. And an offer's been made and accepted, and we are simply waiting for them to get here. We expect to have them on board by February 13th. Then there is, and I see Commissioner Poole, just for the record, Commissioner Poole is with us, so we can just make note of that. So that's March 13th. As of now, and forgetting that policy analyst for just a moment, we do have 1 new vacancy. That's someone who retired last month. It's our assistant director of our Regulatory and Administrative Services Bureau. She retired after many years of service, and so now we have that as a vacancy. That job position has been advertised and will close on Monday, the 19th. And then we expect to move very quickly with interviews and filling that position as well. Something I'm just real proud of this gang here that I get to work with every day. Last Thursday, 1 week ago, was the culmination of a couple of weeks buildup. And that specifically was, we had decided to try and do some volunteer service work in our Baltimore City neighborhood now that we're here. And so Jessica Honeycutt, who's just an incredible administrative associate for us, executive associate, she put together a visit to a place called the Franciscan Center, which is in the middle of Baltimore. So our people collected a lot of personal hygiene items, personal needs, toiletries, and we donated them last Thursday morning. And then several people stayed back as well to prepare meals, to serve meals, and to help really with a bunch of clothing that people needed, help them find what they were looking for. It was almost like a small retail establishment, but nothing costs anything. But nonetheless, we served as retailers for the day, if you will, and really to serve all the clients that were there. So we had just a terrific showing from the ATCC, and it really brought together the team quite well. The team consisted of several people who were there that day, other people who contributed items, and then still some people who said, well, they might want to participate, held the fort down too. So it was just a good event all the way around. I'm really proud of the work that these people, these true servants are. They just have service in their hearts, and they demonstrated that last week. So we hope to do that a couple of times a year if it all works out for us. Jumping into the legal and legislative work so far this year, important dates for us are this coming Monday, which is President's Day. It's also what is colloquially known as Alcohol Day. And Commissioner Buck again is very familiar with that day. It's a
Yeah.
day to avoid Annapolis if you can, because it's a busy day. That hearing is in economic matters in the House. It's a very busy day where we go through all of the bills that have some reach out into alcohol. So it is just a day where it's pretty much standing room only for a long time, unless you get there very early, and they can be long days. That's on Monday. On Tuesday, it's kind of House Tobacco Day, which is also in economic matters. That's not typically a big thing from year to year, but this year it is, really surrounding electronic smoking devices. There are a lot of different bills and a lot of different interest levels in that. So that's actually become a significant day this year. I believe on Thursday next week is the Senate Tobacco Day. And then I know for certain Friday is the
Right.
Senate Alcohol Day. So it's a busy week for us. We're going to rest up a little bit, but what we can on Saturday and Sunday and hit it Monday. It's going to be busy. A couple of other important dates for us. On February 29th in the House, appropriations, our budget hearing is taking place. So that's with our subcommittee, appropriations subcommittee that oversees us. We've already done some work in meeting with the delegate who is the chair of that subcommittee. We actually met with the chief of staff, laid out our budget for FY25. And as I mentioned to you last month, we've got a very healthy budget. I should say it this way. We asked for certain things from the governor, and it looks like he's staffing us. We met his target and asked for a little bit more. And it looks like he's allowed that for us. The allowance indicates that. And now we're going to the General Assembly and hoping that we get that appropriated. So we had a good meeting with Delegate Lewis, Chair Lewis last week, and I hope that's going to go well. And then commensurate with that, on March 4th, we have our budget hearing before the Senate. And we met yesterday with Senator Sarah Elfreth, who is the chair of our Budget and Taxation Committee that oversees our budget. And again, had a very robust, good, healthy discussion. And if all goes well and we do receive the appropriations that the governor's created allowance for, I feel like we're going to be in pretty good shape for 25 to really settle in and make a few technology improvements that are going to mean a lot to our shareholders, the businesses, quite frankly. Anybody who's got one of our licenses, I think, are going to really be impacted with some dramatic improvements in technology. Last thing I'd like to move on to is, well, two things, I guess. One is, you may have seen on our agenda and the minutes a little bit of a different logo and motif and styling of our letterhead. So we're trying to put together something that's really our brand. We will ultimately have to get all this approved by the governor's communications office, and we've sent it up there for that. But in the meantime, they said, just go ahead and start using it for now, and we'll let you know as we go along. But we wanted to make something that was a little more current, more of us, just starting, again, hitting the ground floor with a new logo. And so you'll start seeing that repeated throughout. And, at our website, I mentioned that to you last month. And then the other thing that came up, Commissioner Poole, you made mention of wanting to maybe have start some in-person meetings. So we'd like to have a schedule where the last meeting of each quarter, so before a year, we set as being in person. And understanding that's not always going to be feasible for anybody. And we don't want to not have a quorum because we can't do that. So I'm sure we'll be able to make technological, we'll be able to do something technology wise to make sure we still can keep our quorums if that's the only thing that stops it. But if this works out, and if it's something the commission would like to take up, we would be prepared to start with our next meeting on March 21st. If you're not, that's fine. But right now we have March 21st, June 20th, September 19th, and December 19th earmarked as days where we could hold in-person meetings. So I leave that to you to ultimately debate and decide. But that's what we are suggesting is maybe something that would be reasonable, with, again, always have the virtual backup if necessary. So with that, Mr. Chair and Commissioners, that's the conclusion of my report.
Okay, thank you very much. I take a motion to approve the quarterly in-person schedule.
So motion.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. So we will have quarterly in-person meetings, and for those who are not able to attend, we'll still be able to bring you in the format that we're using now.
And I'm hoping, Alan, we will have refreshments at those events, correct?
Oh, you should see, if you haven't been to the new office, they They have a refreshment bar. That'd be perfect. We'll come in early.
All right, thank you.
We like to think that the place we're in now is our refreshment. You're just going to feel it when you walk in here. We are still a state operation with, limited budget. So we'll see what we can do on that.
Well, we can always chip in
Sure.
at least $2 a piece and
Sure.
make sure that the donuts are fresh.
That's right.
I
We
would,
do have a Dunkin' Donuts in our complex here, within the area, within walking distance, so we can
life is good.
spur that.
I would mention that Mr. Kelly and I had an opportunity to visit Colta, which is one of the marijuana operations that grow both inside and outside in Cambridge a couple weeks ago, and it was extremely eye-opening to me to see their quality process, how everything is followed, just the scientific end of it and the laboratories to make sure that the product is a quality product. And we appreciated that opportunity. And if other opportunities come up, and we will be more than happy to let you know if you would like to join us.
I would
So-
love that.
Yep.
Yeah, because we do have other, what are they, Jeff? 6 or 7 other major growers around the state.
There are, and Colta, this one in particular, invited us back specifically, and they said really the time to come would be in the fall, because the fall is when the outdoor grow, which is huge, the outdoor grow is being harvested. They said it's just really a very interesting and active time, and it's amazing to see, as the chair said, the work that goes into this, all before you sell one item, before you process, one item in for retail, the work that goes behind it, the science that goes into it, the infrastructure that has to take place, just so much research and development. It's an amazing operation, and they're building out still. And I think one of the things that was really interesting about Colta is they're one of very few, if any other, of our the state's existing license holders that are filing to be an incubator site to help really new companies come in and learn the business, to teach them how to do the business, so that as it grows, people can start with some basic knowledge instead of having to start from a position of no knowledge, and really enhancing the opportunity for success. So it's a fascinating place.
Mhm.
And the chairman introduced me to a very nice place to grab lunch while you're there too. So let's think about that in the fall as a possible place to go.
Sounds great.
All right. Does anybody else have any business for us for today? If not, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
moved.
All right.
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Once again, I just want to say that kudos to Mr. Kelly and his staff for being able to do such a good job of staffing up, getting quality people. I know that's been a challenge for lots of departments, and we're actually a model department when it comes to doing that. So congratulations and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.